can hear you.
Yes, we're live. Yeah. Victoria, I hope you can hear me very well. Okay, so let me tell them that we are live now.
Yeah.
Welcome to our very first session on the Focus Female Summit. I'm super excited that we're
Yes,
doing
I
this
can.
today. I trust that this is going to be an awesome ride. Yeah. Our people have been waiting. We have 5 people live already. We're so sorry for
Yay.
the delay. The factor around us here. Some of our
Wow.
wicked
Oh,
prophets didn't really
sorry.
allow us to start right on time. We're sorry about that. So let's see how we can take this to the next
Sorry.
level. Tell us your name in the comments and where you are joining from. Where are you joining us from today? And we have Victoria Uranta in the room. So she's going to introduce herself before we get right into the conversation for today. Victoria, are you ready for us? Victoria, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Please go
Okay.
ahead and introduce
Hello,
yourself.
hello everyone. Hello, the beautiful ladies in the house. It's a privilege to be talking to you, ladies. I feel so honored to be doing this. Uh, Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay. So, my name is Victoria Uranta. A Google Site web designer. Uh, I'm equally a customer care representative and a visual assistant. So, I help small businesses. I help small businesses build a
Victoria is off. Let's wait for her to come back. Network is a problem, so we're just going to keep on with the conversation. Urata is joining us from Port Harcourt. Are you related to our speaker for today? Welcome, Praise. Except from Yaoundé, Cameroon. Who else is joining us in the house? Where are you joining from? Tell us in the room. We'd like to connect with you. This is a platform for women who want to be intentional about their life. Like they are tired of the mundane, they are tired of running in circles. They want to move forward, they want to move to the next level. If you are that lady in the room that is ready, like more than ready to move to the next level, I'd like you to type it in the comments.
oh,
I'm ready, 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 ready. I think your network is getting clearer, Victoria. Are you here now? Can we hear you?
oh, yeah, yes, I'm here now, and I hope it doesn't
Go
get bad
ahead.
because I just switched. Can you
Go
hear me?
ahead. Tell us about
Okay.
yourself. Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to apologize. I don't know what's happening with my network today. I'm sorry, ladies. Please
It's
forgive
all good. We
me.
understand.
Um, Thank you. So, my name is Victoria Uranta. A Google site web designer. I help small business gain co- gain. I help small business gain awareness online on the internet. I help them build their internet home at an affordable price. So that's what I do.
Yay, I'm
I'm
ready.
equally a
Oh. What
customer
are you going
care
to do
rep
for me?
slash a visual assistant.
Okay.
We're going to discuss about that. Yes, we definitely
All
discuss
right.
about that. Yes. So
Okay.
I think that's that about Victoria.
In fact, as we're talking, I'm a big picture thinker, like I said before. If you don't know yourself, like you don't know who you are in this room. This is the place where you're going to gain that level of clarity. Whenever I say I'm a big picture thinker, I'm not trying to impress you. It's part of my wiring. That's my makeup. So while Victoria was talking, I'm just looking at an environment. Victoria, please, you can mute your mic. When you want to talk, you unmute. Okay, let me mute Victoria.
You can't
I
just
think
look
there's
like
an
she was
echo.
like,
Okay. So
yes, I'm here now, and I hope you don't get like
hold on, please. Let me see if I can
it's not even
manage
just
from
my
this end.
seat. It's not even just my phone. My network just started. I don't understand.
Victoria, are you there? Please, people, we are going to fix this, okay? Um, Let me do my tech work from this end. So, as a lady, some of the things you also have to learn if you want to be more intentional about how you show up the work that you do, you must also learn to be a little bit techy, a little techy, right? So that you can flow, you can do certain things by yourself. All right, I think Victoria is going to come back and join us, but network is messing up. Egbushe Faith, how are you today?
Faith,
Faith,
how
how
are
are
you
you
doing?
doing? Is Victoria back? Oh, I have my second set there. Okay, so hold on, people. Okay, so Victoria is back. Let's see. All right, so we're going to continue the conversation. Thank you for staying connected. All right. So, like I was sharing with us, that it is of a sense that even as you um, get to understand what your purpose is, it's also very important that you intentionally know how to navigate certain things, especially in the online space. Because right now we do a lot right here in the online space, and it's been pretty beautiful and interesting to just see ourselves navigating through. So we're going to be having Victoria. Victoria is going to be talking on the subject of um, doing it afraid. How many of us have ever been afraid, just stepping out of our comfort zone to want to do certain things, but we find ourselves not being able to keep up? Okay, Mrs. Shegbo Esther is joining for Port Harcourt. Yeah, my Port Harcourt people. Thank you for joining. All right. So you must begin to understand that there is such a thing as just becoming more and more understanding and intentional about how you show up. So today I want to look at the story of Victoria, how Victoria has been able to navigate this journey of purpose, how she's been able to um, really step into the unknown. In fact, the first time I heard her talking about a story of being a Google site analyst, a Google site creator, she's going to talk to us more about it. I was really like, oh, the first question I asked her was, this is a platform, this is something that men are mostly prone to. All right. How come you became so interested in this? And then she started to share the story of how she even started to navigate this path. Now, my concern is this: as a woman, there are several things that has actually been tagging at us that we've always wanted to do, but a lot of times we see ourselves not doing them. Not because we're not talented enough, not because we're not educated, not because we don't have the empowerment that is required for us to even begin to do these things. But one thing I've seen again and again is that many a times is usually as a result of the fact that we are afraid. Somebody should type that in the comments. Afraid, afraid to step up, afraid to do the work, right? Many a times we are afraid to do the work. And then when we see people who have actually gone on this path to do what we want to do, we should celebrate them and we should be able to listen to their stories so that we can be inspired to also take up that bold step to do it ourselves. All right? Victoria, are you back now? Are you here with us? I think your mic is muted. You can unmute and speak. Unmute and speak, please.
Yes, yes, I think
I
I'm
can't.
back now. I hope. Yeah, I hope it's stable
Don't
now.
hope again. Don't hope. It should be stable. Stable in Jesus' name. Yes, I'm brave to step up. So a lot of times we are scared of actually
Amen.
doing the work. So let's allow Victoria to introduce herself and we'll take it up from there. Victoria, can you introduce yourself now? Talk about what you do, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies. It's a privilege to be here. So my name is Victoria Uranta. I'm from Rivers State, Nigeria. I'm a Google site web designer. I help small business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches to I help them create affordable websites. I help them create have presence on the internet. So I'm equally a customer care virtual assistant. So that's what I do, and I hope
Yay!
to create your
Interesting.
website very soon.
Ladies, are you ready to create your website? Um, Faith Obuje, are you ready to create your own website? Where are they? Where are my ladies in the room? Excel. We have we have someone who is doing this already, so we're gonna bring her on board to come and do for us. Okay, interesting. I really celebrate you and what you do, Victoria. Yes, sure, we're gonna patronize in the community, to move the ministry forward.
Thank
All
you.
right, so let's get to know how you started out on this journey. Can you tell us about it? How was it like starting out on this journey?
Okay, well, it's quite an emotional one. I started because of my elder sister. She's a nurse, but she's this kind of she enjoys cooking, unlike myself. So she enjoys cooking. She's this kind of person that is always hyperactive whenever she's cooking, and she can cook pretty well. So when she stopped working, she I would say she lost her job. So I was encouraging her that you like cooking, why you don't like start cooking for people to buy, you get. So she was like, but if I start cooking, who is going to buy, where will I sell, stuff like that. So I told her you basically don't need a physical shop these days for people to patronize you. So I went online, and I went online, I searched on how to get affordable websites. So that's when I like came across Google website. So I did so much research about it. I spent like how many months going through YouTube, going through Google, searching about Google website. So that was till when I finally had the idea of what it was really about and how to really go about it. So I went about it, and God being faithful, I designed a website for her. I designed a Google Workspace for her, and a Google Business account for her. And before you knew it, we were having, and I created her Google Analytics and connected it. Google Analytics, yes, and connected it to the Google website. And before you knew it, we were having like 400 and something impression, and she was getting calls. It was mind blowing, and she up to date, she's still getting booking. People have been calling her to like order food to cook for their occasions and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just because of my sister, and now I see it like something I can do to help her. So you don't need to cry that because you don't have a physical store, so you have to wait or have to plan, save how much to get a physical store. Shop rents these days are very expensive, but with how much you can just
Hmm.
easily create a Google website that you don't even do monthly or yearly or annual maintenance on it. You don't do annual subscription on it. So that's really how I got into Google web design, and that was how I started because of my sister.
Hmm. Now you are solving bigger
Yeah,
problems for other people, but you actually started from your home,
definitely.
which is quite fascinating. Many of us have also received those kind of inspirations before, maybe from our family members, from the church, and from people around us. For example, what I do today, as a coach, I started in church by just selling books for a friend, a colleague in school, and that was how things started to unfold. So there's actually that point in a man's life or in a woman's life where there is a call to action. I want you to understand, people, that fear is not the absence of purpose. In fact, as a matter of fact, Fear is a proof that you have a purpose, you have an assignment to fulfill. All right. And the courage to even step up, to begin to do the work, is an attestation to the fact
Definitely.
that you are a great woman. And that's why we are listening to Faith, to Victoria today. So, Victoria, I'd like you to share with us your journey of, okay, you have started now. Let's assume that you were planning to start. Now, I believe that there would have been experiences that want to draw you back, more like the fear factor and all of that. How were you able to navigate that fear to ensure that you were able to pick up yourself together to really do the work?
Okay, my biggest fear when starting, it was if I was really going to get, if it was a niche that I would really like, I'm really going to get comfortable with.
Okay.
Most people fear rejection, most people fear failure, but they don't know that that rejection and that failure is what is keeping them from starting. I always tell
Mm.
people, like, it's better to start and fail and know that you have the idea of starting than not to start at all. So when I started, the fear of getting rejected, and then I had to read books and I had to do research. I'm very big on research. I had to read books and I had to like decide. I had to leave that self sabotage aside, and I had to decide to be a better person for myself. I had to decide to be that girl. And I think before taking any decision, you have to like have the self decision to want to be better. You have to have the self discipline to want to be better. You have to be willing to let go of anything weighing you back, any self doubts, any self sabotage. You have to be willing to let those stuff go. And I feel like you basically don't even, yes, you need to be motivated to have self motivation, but you basically don't need other people to like push you. You just need yourself and the willpower to like really want to do it. And I promise you, the sky is, now they say the sky is not your limit. You're
The
good to
sky
go
is our
above the
starting
sky.
point now.
So yes, the guys are starting point now. Yes, so just be self willing, have the self discipline, and read books too. Yeah, books helps a lot.
Yay! Come and join our book club. Oh. Victoria, you know we have a book club. We have the Really
Yeah,
Guys
you
book
told
club.
me.
So come and register. People are already signing up. We are onboarding from July for paid membership. So join our book club. Victoria has been emphasizing reading since yesterday. So you are welcome to join us. Victoria, I hope you are still there. Are you still there? I hope network has not happened to us again. Okay, people, are you listening? Like, are you learning from what she's sharing right now? Like I told us already, what we are going to be hearing from this conversation is not something we haven't heard before, but we're going to be interacting with first-hand experiences and encounters that people have had. These ladies have had themselves that they can tell you for real. They can use their hands to hit their chest and say, see, this thing works and it works this way because I've tried it and it really has paid off for me. Like she has shared with us right now that she also has research skills, right? She also has research skills. Welcome, Joy. So you can see that by the time she started to do the work, she saw a problem and then she started to immerse herself in the flow, in the work that came with it. And as she started to immerse herself, she discovered that she's also a great researcher. You see that? So I was putting together a program for women some 2 years ago. For women who truly want to step into the world of impact, basically not just women alone, generally. No, I'm not just for the women alone. I also teach the other folks. All right, both male and we also have a platform for children. Okay, so I was putting a program together and I started to write down the skills that I was going to teach those who want to step into the impact space since I've been doing this for years. Trust me, I was able to itemize over 20 of them. Write it in the comments. Over 20 different skills that I want to train them on. These are not AI skills or what you can really fathom. Most of them are soft skills, like the skill of resilience, creativity, research, right? Big picture thinking, and vision. I try to write them down because I've seen that I've utilized these things over the years. I have a pathway that I follow through in all of them. I've been able to document my process. For example, putting together an event like this, a lot of people cannot do it. Do you see that? A lot of people cannot do it. Putting together an event like this. majority, right, cannot do it. Not because they are not intelligent, not because they do not have applications or phones or gadgets, right, but that they've not been able to understand the flow, the process you have to walk through, to be able to put together something formidable like this. You see, your ability to understand how to even begin to navigate a pathway is already a blessing. And such experience can be documented over and over again. Someone should type document in the comment. Such experiences can be documented over and over again. That it becomes even a course, a book, or whatever you that you can teach to another person. I've had several people over the years who will come to me and say, Faith, I love what you're doing. I want to be able to do it. I'll be like, okay, good and fine. Okay, go read this number of books. All right. Most of them never get to come back again to continue with that conversation. I think that is just one part of it, right? That is just an aspect of what I do. So read, like reading every day, okay? Reading at least 1, 2 hours every day. That's just an aspect of what I do. I've not even gone deep to start talking about different things where you can sit down for hours and you are envisioning, right? You are envisioning. In that envisioning, you are praying, you're speaking in the Holy Ghost, you are asking for direction, clarity, understanding, you're zoning in, you are zoning out, you are hungry, you go and eat, you come back, you know, on and on and on. It's always a remarkable encounter. So all of these past processes I've gone through, I can teach you step by step. So what am I saying to us? I'm trying to deconstruct what Victoria has shared. That she herself, even if that's the only thing she can share with us today, we are good to go. Move on to the next session, right? That she herself, that she was able to really step into this very path because she discovered a problem. Somebody should type a problem. Now, I want to ask you in the room, except what problem have you discovered? Is it from your women? Is it from your family? From your children? From your work? Please tell me in the room. What problem have you discovered? Shoma Ejiofor, tell me. Faith Obuje, tell me. What problem have you discovered? So the problem you have discovered is a prerequisite to the answer that you have within you, right? And many other times, let me tell you for sure, we already have the answers. We already have the answers. All we just need to do is to refine ourselves to be fit, to be the kind of people that others would want to pay to work with. Other people would want to pay you to work with them so that you can truly become that person that can continue to deliver that level of value again and again. Do you see that? Just discover the problem and then refine yourself to be that person who can fit in. When I started teaching online, I wasn't doing videos like this. In fact, I wouldn't even dare to do videos like this. It was just write-ups and WhatsApp teaching and all of that. Those were the best things that we could do as of that time. Those were the best things that we could do as of that time. Do you see that? It was as good as what we could deliver, the pathway through which we could deliver our value. Nothing more, nothing less. That was the only pathway we knew. Guys, welcome. That was the only pathway that we knew. Nothing else, right? But as we continue to refine our approach, refine our processes, get better in the way we train ourselves, we started to refine and get better results as well. But the problem most women have is that they are not ready to refine. And that's why we're having this conversation. This is a family meeting. All right? We are not ready to refine. We're not ready to pay the sacrifice of refinement. When you are not ready to pay the sacrifice of refinement, how do you intend to get better? Tell me in the room. How do you intend to become an exceptional leader? Deep down, one of the major desire of mankind, I like to write that down. One of the major desire of mankind is the desire to be significant in your world. Write it somewhere. The desire to be significant in your world. That is one of the major desire of mankind. All right? That's why we want to look good, want to tint our hair different colors, want to dress fine. The major desire of a man is how we can become significant in our world. And I would always say that desires are the doorways to transformation. Type it in your notes. God understands that our desires are very important. And that's why He says in His word that when we delight ourselves in Him, He will give us the desires of our hearts. When we delight ourselves in Him, please tell me in the comments, ladies, what does it mean to delight yourself in the Lord? When we delight ourselves in the Lord, He will give us the desires of our heart. So desires are the pathway to transformation. So when you desire, you start to pay the sacrifice that is required for your desires to really birth the level of result that you are looking at for. But this is what we have seen a lot of times. Many of us desire a beautiful future. We desire a glorious future. But trust me, we are not ready. Hmm. We are not ready to become powerful and intentional stewards that can truly begin to nurture that desire to fruition. Okay? We are not ready to nurture it. Procrastination is just one of them. There are several factors. Following through, yesterday I spoke about finishing what you've started. Finishing what you have started. What is the full meaning of focus? Focus. It means following one course until success. Following one course until success. Write it down. The process of zoning in to build depth is very important. There's a book by Cal Newport. I like you to go read that book. Deep Work by Cal Newport. That's the title of the book. Deep Work. Suppose you type it in the comments. Deep Work. Cal is spelled as Cal. Cal Newport. I'm going to be recommending several books on this journey. Cal Newport is the author of the book, right? Looking at the story of Victoria, she cited a problem and she started to research. She started to read. She started to learn. And she didn't stop there, family. Did she stop there? No. She went on a journey of implementation. I met her on LinkedIn. So she created a platform. She said she was able to set up a bio and she started to talk about it. That is courage. That is guts. Your ability to even step up and begin to do the work is very important, right? That you wouldn't even be able to define from the beginning what the outcome will be. Today I shared an article. I said, stop attaching yourself to outcomes. The reason I've seen again and again, I've interacted with thousands of women over the years. The reason I've seen again and again that we don't stay put, we don't stay connected, we don't stay connected on this path is because we are always attached to what outcomes. That's another problem. Stop attaching yourself to what outcomes. Yes, that's the book Egbuche. Thank you. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Right. Go get that book. Delighting yourself in the Lord is a form of commitment towards doing what is His will and being dedicated. Interesting. Okay. So you can see that I lost my train of thought there. Okay, I shared something. I said it's really about not being attached to outcomes. Attaching yourself to outcome is the reason a lot of us don't stay connected. So what does that mean? So you have told yourself, I'm going to do this thing for 1 month. Someone had called me for a coaching conversation a few months ago, and I told the person, go do this thing for 1 month. Come back, we'll review, and then we'll see how we can refine. The person did it for some time and came back and said, the person didn't even come back. It was after I discovered I was no longer seeing this person. I'm like, where has this person gone to? I had to reach out and I discovered that the person has already given up. What happened? Why did you give up? Ah, coach, wait. I don't have that strength that you have. Oh. Ah, this thing I've tried it is not, nothing is coming out. I don't think I can stay. I said, you've only done it for less than a month. I've been on this game for going to 9 years. You should type it in the comment. Type it 9 years. If you have a child that is 9 years today, a 9 years old daughter or a son can cook. They may not be able to cook so deep, but they can cook basic things. 9 good years. All right. I did the first 2, 3 years without knowing my left from my right. I was just running the community, and then I started to monetize in 2019 by virtue of divine providence. In 2020, I took it up as a business, as a structure to begin to nurse it. Do you see what I'm saying? 9 good years. Where were you then? Many of you have also started things that are older than 9 years, but your problem is that you did not stay. You did not stay with them to steward them. You didn't stay. So I said today, stop attaching yourself to outcomes. Outcome of, oh, when I put a A and a B together, I'm going to get a D. And then you put your A and your B together, you're not even getting a C. Not talk of a D, then you have already given up. So from the story of Victoria, just the few lines she shared with us before network 2 hours, it is of a sense, all right, family? It is of a sense that we become truly intentional about the work that we do. Whenever an idea is stirred up in your heart, please don't sleep on it. Maybe later in the community, we can bring Victoria on board to come and tell us how she was able to really uh, go deeper into the research process that really bettered what she's doing today. Right? She's worked with a lot of amazing clients just by doing this thing. While still doing her 9 to 5, right? She's doing this and she's finding that fulfillment in it. A time comes and she decides to say, oh, I want to own it as an empire, I want to just do it full time, and it becomes what she do, and she also gets to employ other people to work with her. And then we asked her yesterday, so when you have so much, like the world becomes so overwhelming, what do you do? She says, I get to assess, I get to give to people who I know also have the capacity to do this kind of work, right? I get to assess to them. So in a nutshell, do not be attached to outcome, go through the process. And lastly, that I want to share with us, all right, as we prepare for the next session. The next session will be starting in the next couple of minutes, like about 18 minutes from now. Okay? So I'll let us to go rest for 10 minutes, and I'll come back by 3 p.m. to take up the session with I will be right here to usher her in while we get to prepare for you to come back. So last thing I want to share with you is the fact that you have to learn how to begin to dance with uncertainty. I didn't prepare to teach. Yeah, Victoria was supposed to teach, but I'm just trying to break down the things that she has shared so that we can take lessons from what she has shared today, and then we'll move on to the next session. All right. So you have to be ready to dance with uncertainty. I like to type that in the room. Dance with uncertainty. Dance. Learn to dance with what? Uncertainty. What does that even mean? I know that there are certain personality types that are so prone to the sick, especially when they are uncertain about the result that is sick. So dancing with uncertainty means that you may not know the end from the beginning, and nobody does. It is only God that is the Alpha and the Omega. You would never know the end from the beginning. If I look at my life today, sometimes I'll just lie down on the floor, I'll be rolling. Thank you, Jesus, for my life. Thank you, Lord, for the journey that you have brought me through for the past years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first time I ever had the opportunity to, to mentor and to coach a white person, he was a man in his 40s. He was doing his PhD at the time, and he needed coaching for certain areas. I cried, I wept, and I told God, I'm grateful, Daddy. I'm grateful for this opportunity. But see, I wouldn't have been able to get to that level, be able to do that, if not for the fact that I stayed. It's possible, of course, for every one of us here. God has a huge plan for our lives. But because we have refused to stay, we have refused to focus, there is no way the beautiful experiences and encounters that God is going to be launching us into, there is no way we can even enter into them. The Bible says that we should labor to enter into that rest. There is no way we can even enter into that rest, into that experience, into that transformation, because we are not dancing with uncertainty. 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 All right? Not be certain about the result you are seeking for. Many of us, when we don't know that when I do this and do that, many people have asked me, Coach, I need you to mentor me. This thing that you're doing now, how is he giving us money? How will he give you money? Just the same question Victoria would have asked herself to say, I want to do this thing. How do I make money from it? But eventually she stepped aboard, she did the work, and today it's a story that she's using to inspire so many. Have you learned something from today? I'm excited. So you guys, who is good with artificial intelligence music creation here? Who knows how to use AI to create music here? If you know, please send us a DM. Send me a DM. Create music for the Focus Women Summit. Create a music for us. Create a music for us. We want to dance. Okay, as we're dancing with authenticity, as we move on the path of growth, we should be able to dance our way through purpose as well. Yes. You see, this purpose thing is sweet too. How many of you know that it's sweet? If you know it's sweet, type sweet, sweet, sweet. Nothing is sweeter than it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's why even if you are doing a 9 to 5 and it is not attached or connected to purpose, you're going to be frustrated. Purpose is sweet and delicious. Come on now. It's delicious. Like the saying goes, that the world is a stage. When you step up in purpose and begin to really focus on that purpose, you realize that the world becomes your stage. I'm telling you, the world becomes your stage. Every one person that you see that gets to connect to you, you just become that light, the lightnings of their word. You just become that light, the lightnings of their word. That's it. So please ensure that as you go through this journey for the next remaining 4 days, ensure that you stay connected, okay? You stay connected, that at the end of the day, you are able to utilize the opportunity well. So we're going to open the WhatsApp group now, as we always do. Go ahead and share what you have learned from today's class in the room. Okay, I'm going to open up the room now. Go ahead and share what you've learned from today's class again. Remember, we said there will be certifications after the training for the Focus Summit Summit for those of you that will stay connected and active all through. So go ahead and share. The group is open. Share the lessons, the 1 point, the 2 pointers, and the paragraph or the book, full book write up you want to drop there that really stood out for you. So we would like to hear from you. Would like to get your feedback. But sorry that network didn't allow our speaker to really share more. But I believe you've gotten the basic thing that she wanted to talk about as it relates to how she stepped on the path of impact and what she's doing today. I hope you are inspired. How many of you young ladies here would love to learn Google website design? How many of you here? If you like to learn, type yes, 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 yes. Most of our ladies here, they are so skillful, they're so impactful, and they're doing so much. How many of you would love to learn? If I have the time, the energy, I would want to learn. Trust me, I would want to learn. I don't know about you. We're gonna bring Victoria back, possibly in the inner circle beyond the YouTube channel here, where she gets to share. We'll bring her back in the inner circle to share with us what she's actually um, uh, doing as was able to harness that research process to ensure that just for her to come and talk about research and any other thing that could also interest us. All right, have an amazing time. We meet again in the next 10 minutes with the session by Jesubogo. Yeah, it promises to be a beautiful one. Bye for now.